they just stopped. They just stopped scoring. They fouled a whole bunch. They're a Minnesota team, so.
What does that mean?
They usually choke.
What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Well, last night, the Grizzlies won in Game 6 in Minneapolis. So we get to see our video again of the chokers. And we're going to talk about it. But you know first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat, straight from Tennessee. Ja Morant spiking, let's go.
It is Saturday morning. The NBA has a day off. There are no games today, Saturday. Everybody in the NBA gets to celebrate the Grizzlies' 114-106 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves last night in Minneapolis. The Grizzlies just could not make it easy for me. Man, they had my stomach in knots last night. It was terrible and great. But yes, it went just the way the last, 4 games have gone. The Grizzlies started out the game, not terrible. This time it wasn't terrible. They didn't start the game terrible, but they did start the game slow. They let Minnesota get out to the early first quarter lead, and Minnesota had the lead at halftime again. And Minnesota had a double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter again. And as it has been written before, as I have stated before on this pod, the good guys came back in the end. Now, I don't want to call the Minnesota Timberwolves chokers, but hey, what can you say when you lose 3 double-digit fourth-quarter leads? So, yeah, I know it must be real frustrating today as a Minnesota Timberwolves fan because they're going to leave this series against the Grizzlies, thinking they were the better team. And it's going to appear they were the better team. And it's going to give them a lot of positive momentum going into the offseason, and that's wonderful. God bless them. God bless them all. But the Timberwolves were not the better team. The Timberwolves weren't close to the better team. Just because you have the lead for 3 quarters does not make you the better team. The Grizzlies really blew. I'm going to tell you how I saw this. The Grizzlies really, it was a tough series. Now, I'm not going to even try to gloss over that. It was a tough series. But I believe the Grizzlies players thought in their mind that they could run the Timberwolves down anytime they got ready to. Anytime they wanted to, they thought that they could turn on the Jets, turn up the defensive pressure, and the Timberwolves would fold. And the Timberwolves folded really every time except the first game. Now, you might say, well, the Timberwolves did win another game in Minneapolis. Yes, they did. But you remember, the Grizzlies were coming back in that game. The Grizzlies just so happened to miss 2 wide open 3-pointers in that game, or the Timberwolves would have blew that game. So, yes, the Timberwolves feel good going into the offseason. They should feel good. They have a freaking budding superstar coming in Anthony Edwards. They have another, and Anthony Edwards has a sidekick in, what's his name? Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels. He has a sidekick in Jaden McDaniels. So you got Anthony Edwards. You got Jaden McDaniels. You got a nice little role player in Jared Vanderbilt. And you got some pieces in D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns that you can use to build around. And I'm not saying build around those guys. I'm saying you can use them in trades to build around, hopefully. But I digress. That's enough about the Timberwolves. Let's talk about the good guys. We finally got the signature Gerald Jackson game last night. 18 points, a career high 14 rebounds last night, 2 blocks because that's what the block panther does. 3 threes, 3 from 6 from 3, 1 assist, 1 steal, only 1 turnover, 5 fouls, plus 10. Gerald Jackson had a hell of a game last night. Still had trouble finishing inside. I mean, Minnesota has some long and athletic dudes on their team. Dillon Brooks showed up because that's what he does in big games. 23 points on 9 of 19, 5 of 6 from three-point range, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover. He did foul out because that's also what Dillon Brooks does. And the MVP, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to the MVP for later. Ja Morant had a frustrating game. 4 of 14 from the field, 9 of 12 from the free throw line, though. 11 big assists, 8 rebounds, 17 points. He was +2. And then we get to the 2 MVPs of this series. First, Brandon Clarke. 5 of 9 from the field, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 7 of 8 from Brandon Clarke. A guy who historically has struggled from the free throw line, but he came through. 17 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, only 1 turnover, +9. Brandon Clarke had a hell of a game. Great game. Brandon Clarke looked just like his wildest draft comp. That's what he looked like this series. Dominating performance from Brandon Clarke. And then you have Desmond Bane.
Leave us.
No, you stay here. I'm in charge.
Do you feel in charge?
Desmond Bane had what one could only call one of the most promising series in the playoffs from a second-year player that I've seen as far as from a Memphis perspective. He had a great series. I think he was like averaged 24 points on something like 50, 40, 90, some crazy percentages he had. Last night, let's look at the numbers. 9 of 15 from the field, 5 of 9 from three-point line, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. He did have 5 turnovers, but he was a sizzling +22 in 43 minutes. Desmond Bane was the best player on the Grizzlies in this series. He consistently made the Timberwolves pay. And for some reason, he was consistently getting wide open three-point shots. I don't know what the Timberwolves were thinking. But they were so committed to keeping Ja Morant out of the paint that Desmond Bane made them pay. And it's just a testament to Kleiman and the Grizzlies front office for bringing in Desmond Bane and getting a sniper like this in Memphis to go next to Ja Morant, because nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this coming. Even the most wildest Desmond Bane draft supporters could not have seen this coming. And I was one of the guys that was on Desmond Bane early in the draft. I just liked him because he could shoot, of course, but most of all, I liked the fact that he could shoot and he could pass. So I never saw this coming from Desmond Bane, not even in my wildest dreams. So this was good. We had another good ties game also. 4 of 9, 2 of 6 from three-point line, 4 assists. He did have 2 turnovers. So unlike Tyus, 2 turnovers. That's like 2 months worth for Tyus Jones. But he did have the big three-pointer for the Grizzlies against his hometown team. And guys, I don't even know how to explain it to you about Tyus and Minneapolis. He is like one one of their greatest players as far as high school players of all time. So you got to realize how much the bittersweet feeling that Minnesota fans must have had watching him hit that shot, especially since he was on the Timberwolves and they could have kept him, should have kept him. But, you know, it is the way of the world. Maybe if they keep Tyus Jones, they don't have Anthony Edwards, and nothing would be worth giving up Anthony Edwards at this point. So yeah, it was a great night in the end for the good guys. We won the game. We get to advance. I'm not going to do we're going to do the Warriors preview maybe tonight, later on tonight, or maybe tomorrow morning. Not tonight. I'm going to enjoy this Saturday with no NBA games. I'm going to enjoy the fact that this young team, this young Grizzlies team, advanced their second year in the playoffs. And the season is a resounding success, regardless of what happens in the Golden State Warriors series. So you might come back next week, tomorrow, whatever, whenever I do my next podcast, which will be tomorrow after the game at least. Thinking about maybe doing a live cast of the game, but I don't know if my emotions can take it. But yeah, so at the very least, I will be doing a review of the game tomorrow since it's an early game. So I don't care. You know, NBA already put us under the 8 ball with the short turnaround time, 40 hours to the next game. But, you know, you got to put your big boy pants on in the playoffs, and I'm not going to worry about it. This season has been a success. Young team, we got further than we got last year. We advanced to the second round. We got something to build on. Most of the players on the team improved. And I will just get to the stuff that I want to see in the next series later on today. So enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your free day of no NBA. Appreciate the rest. Get ready for the playoff run. Hopefully the Grizzlies still got another month in them, man. Hopefully. But make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell for notifications so you can be alerted if I do go live tomorrow during the game, which I'm thinking about doing. And enjoy the rest of your Saturday. This is X. Peace.